Guys, you don't understand how cold it is in my house. Well, not cold, but you don't understand how cold it is outside. Therefore, my house is heating up because we actually live in a really nice isolated house now. Insulated, isolated, insulated. Hey Vamp Fans, Vampire Queen here, and today we are going to be reacting to some scary stories on TikTok. I was going to do a try not to get scared, but Halloween is actually going to be on a Friday? Yeah, it's going to be on a Friday, so I think I'm just going to save stuff like that for something like that for Halloween. So today we are going to just kind of get into the spirit. We are going to do a scary story TikTok compilation. So yeah, without any further ado, let's dive right on into this video. Let's do this. Also, freaking thank all of you for all of your support, all of your guys' recent support on like the last couple of videos. Really means a lot to me. Especially my last video where it's a very touchy subject. I felt a little vulnerable talking about it, but I do greatly appreciate all of you for at least coming on and supporting me for it. It really means a lot. All of your guys' support recently and newer people, all of you are greatly appreciated. I guess before I dive right on into this, I should probably do my PSA. If you're new here, whenever I do reaction videos, I always say words. No, but in all seriousness, if you are in any way, shape, or form affiliated with this video and you do not want me to be reacting to it, it's fine. Just reach out to me. I will take it down. My socials will be in the description box. So yeah, if you don't feel comfortable with it, if you don't feel comfortable with me talking about it, if you don't feel comfortable with me reacting to it, because it is content that I am reacting to, therefore it belongs to another person. If you are affiliated with it in any way, shape, or form, please tell me and I will take this down. Okay, I want everybody to feel safe on this channel. We don't judge here, and we don't make people feel uncomfortable here. Now, without any further ado, let's dive right on into this video. Let's do this. Ooh, Jack Neal's in the thumbnail of this one.
This paperboy went missing for 24 years until one day, his mom received a mysterious package. 12-year-old Johnny Gosh woke up early one morning to deliver newspapers to his neighborhood in West Des Moines, Iowa. A few minutes into his route, a strange man with dark hair and a mustache stopped him to ask for directions. He was freaked out and began to walk away, but when he turned his back, the strange man was still following him and he kidnapped Johnny. A few hours later, Johnny's parents
Oh no, Johnny.
received a call from a neighbor who hadn't yet received their mail. And when they went to go look for him, all they found was a wagon full of newspapers. The police assumed that Johnny ran away, but the boy was missing for 24 years until one day, his mom received a mysterious package. She opened the package and inside were photos of Johnny and other boys being tied up and abused.
There are some crazy things going on in the world right now. A 34-year-old blind man can now see after having his tooth implanted in his eye. I have to read more. He apparently spent over 2 decades trying to find
What?
a solution for his vision, and apparently his tooth was pulled, then flattened, and then a small hole was drilled into the center so that it could be used like a lens. And the crazy thing is they use a tooth because the body has a less likely chance of seeing it as a foreign object and rejecting it. The things we can do as humans Wow. Apparently, the ghost of Yote's director celebrated the delay of GTA 6 so that they can release their game without any distraction. I've played a few hours of it and it's pretty great. Police in Germany were called to investigate a suspected ding-dong ditcher. When the police got to the scene, they just realized there was a slug on top of their Ring doorbell button.
Oh, I'm losing my mind.
A woman from Virginia asked ChatGPT to generate her lottery ticket numbers. ChatGPT got 4 out of 5 of them right, and she won $150,000.
Did you know some angels are so scary, even demons are afraid of them? One of those angels is known as the Archangel of Death, and he's probably the most terrifying angel I've heard of. This
Can I just say, beautiful, beautiful art. You know, go out, go on TikTok, support the small businesses, support the small artists who are just starting out. It's even better when they like tell stories too, because it's not like just this little doodle 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 doodle. You know, it's like they're doing their own thing. Excuse me, heavens. You know, they're doing their own thing, and like this, they're putting a scary story on top of it, or a true crime story on top of it. And that while they're doodling and while they're doing their, I shouldn't really say doodling, I should say drawing. But regardless of that, just go out there and support the support small artists, okay?
angel refuses to show his true form, because just seeing him can drive demons and lower-ranking angels to insanity, and will instantly end a human's life. But if he ever does show you his true form, you'll see that he's entirely covered in tongues and eyes, and the number of tongues and eyes on his body are constantly changing to reflect the number of people who are currently alive on Earth. He also has 4 faces and 4,000 wings. Being one of God's oldest angels that came into existence, this angel is the embodiment of death itself, collecting all souls of people who passed away and taking them to the afterlife. Follow for more.
Oh, well, that's beautiful.
If a demon walks into your room whilst you're sleeping, just
Demon walks into your room while you're sleeping.
what this guy did. There was once this guy called Lester Summerall who was going to bed like any other night. When his window
As you should get your sleep.
bursts open and a dark presence enters his room. Immediately, he knew it was a demon. He said all of a sudden the demon began to shake his bed.
No, man, that's just my mom trying to get up and get me ready for school at 8:30 at night. Don't know what I'm saying.
And moved it into the middle of the room. At that moment, he jumped up and he commanded the demon to get out in the name of Jesus. Immediately, the demon left out the window. Sitting on his bed, a little bit confused at the situation, he then commanded the demon back into his room and said, "Put my bed back where you found it and close the window on the way out in Jesus' name." The demon obeyed every command he gave and put the bed right back where it was. If you know you have power over the devil in the name of Jesus, then subscribe for more.
I'm too tired to think of something funny for that.
Actually insane. A 23-year-old woman faked her entire pregnancy using a prosthetic baby bump, faking ultrasound scans, and even using a mechanical silicone baby to deceive her.
What?
Woman faked her entire pregnancy using a prosthetic baby bump, faking ultrasound scans, and even using a mechanical silicone baby to deceive her friends and family.
Yep, that's what I thought you said. It's not worth it.
Giving birth. Bro, somehow she even convinced the baby's father. How? Now, pretending to be pregnant was the easy part. In public, she'd always wear a prosthetic, and online, she would post ultrasound scans and even come up with convincing details, like some of the tests showed that her baby had a heart defect. She had a gender reveal, a baby shower, and her loved ones turned up with expensive gifts like prams and a car seat. But when it came time to actually give birth, a little more tricky, but she was way too far to go back now. So she locked in. She gave birth completely alone, so brave, and then began posting pictures of her newborn, which turned out to be a hyper-realistic reborn doll, which, for anyone who doesn't know, these dolls can move, have facial expressions, and even pee and poo, and are often used as a form of therapy for those struggling with infant loss, dementia, or infertility. But they can set you back hundreds, if not thousands. However, eventually her family started suspecting that someone was sus. They never heard the child cry, they weren't allowed to touch it, and at this point, realizing that she'd have to freaking adopt a child, send it off to college if you wanted to continue this shit, she decided to call it a day by telling her boyfriend, the father, that the child died. Glad she let him down gently. But by that point, it was
The
too
doll
late. And it all
died.
came out when her mother reportedly discovered the baby
The heck is this, Chucky? What is this, Child's Play? Like... Oh my goodness. I'm going insane.
doll in her bedroom. Now, she has since apologized, saying, "You didn't deserve to be lied to like that. None of you did. Everyone who came to the gender reveal, all the people who gave me gifts or support. I just didn't know how to stop once I started. And to everyone I made look bad along the way,
there shouldn't have been a start. There shouldn't have been a start to that. But there shouldn't have been a start to that. Just... Guys, please go touch grass. Don't fake your pregnancy. What? Okay, but like, what possesses you to just... What possesses people to do this? Like, there have been... I've seen a couple stories on this. Darman stories, but I've seen stories on this. What possesses people to... I'm not getting into this.
the dad and his family especially, I'm sorry."
This girl, oh my gosh, I freaking love you! I love you so much! Did you know angels can be terrifying? Yeah, I was shocked to learn this, but... I was shocked to learn this. This is what a biblically accurate angel looks like. True! You know?
Can someone
True. You know, it's true. I've seen a couple things on that. Not the demons. Demons is a new one, but on the angels... True. Yeah! I think I've seen this. I think I've seen this off of, Horror Shorts Party. I love you too. You guys are amazing. I love every single one of you. Shout outs. No, but I think I've seen this on Horror Shorts Party before. They've done a, I don't know if they're like a huge... I know there are a couple people who work there within the channel, but, I've seen an animation that they did a while ago But they still did an animation to this, and it was a pretty good one. I really love that series. Bring that series back. I love that series.
Explain to me what this thing is. What would you do if you found this in your ear?
Well, howdy do. I can't even make that into a joke. This is going to be a very touchy video as well. Okay. I don't think I am going to post that either. There's gonna be a jump scare.
This 17-year-old boy died after a 911 dispatcher says, "Deal with it yourself." In 2015, a teenage girl named Esperanza
Sorry?
made a 911 call after her friend Jaden was shot in a drive-by shooting at a house party.
Oh, yeah! Yeah, I think I've seen this. Yeah. This one pissed me off.
Matthew Sanchez, the dispatcher who answered the call, quit his job after the following audio clip was released to the public.
Probably because he did what he wasn't supposed to.
Alive. Okay, is he not breathing? Barely. There's one of us. One of us. There's okay. One of us. Yes. There's okay. Good job. Just stay with me, okay? Okay? There you go. Good job, David. Is he breathing? He's barely breathing. How many times did I tell you? Okay, you know what, ma'am? You can deal with yourself. I'm not going to deal with this, okay? No, my hand is fine.
So, I've said this before. If you support the police, it's good, it's alright. If you don't support the police, that's alright. Whatever your views are, none of my business. However, when it comes down to somebody, you have to be able to work under pressure. When it comes down to somebody clearly distraught that somebody's not breathing, or clearly distraught that somebody is dying because they got shot. Was he shot? I think he was shot. You have to be able to work under that pressure and have somebody. Yes. How many times do I have to? First of all, you were already kind of passive. Is he breathing though? Is he breathing? It's what's going on. Explain the situation to me. Explain the situation to me. Not, is he breathing? I asked, is he breathing? It was already. And as a dispatcher, you need to be on the line with that person. It's, you shouldn't have hung up on that person. Plain and simple. Somebody's life was, somebody was dying. It's your job. It is your job to assist people in that way. To get the information, to, I believe, send the ambulance over there. But it's your job to assist as a dispatcher. That's just my 2 cents. Sorry, let's get back to the video.
Story that shows you how real death can be. In Islam, when a baby is born, God gives the baby a name, a written life story, and a date of death. And on the day of death, nothing and no one will stop the angel of death. This is a story of a Lebanese family, a mother and her teenage son. The son and his friends plan a trip after their high school graduation to celebrate. They were planning to fly to another country. He told his mom about this
As some people do.
plan, but she was very scared for him. He was her only son. She felt like he was still too young to travel on his own with his friends. She
Oh.
begged him for weeks. She begged him not to go, but he insisted. The night before his morning trip, the son packs his bags and is ready to meet his friends at the airport the next morning. The alarm doesn't usually wake this boy up. He always relies on his mom to wake him up. So he asked her to wake him up at a certain time before the flight. The mother's heart had a wrong feeling about this. She decided not to wake him up. She wanted him to be late and miss this flight. His friends gave up waiting for him, and they eventually took that flight. The plane crashes only minutes after takeoff from a technical failure. She immediately sees the news that the plane her son was meant to take crashes and there are no survivors. She finally runs to his room to wake him up and show him the news. But her son was already dead. He had a stroke in bed the same morning. Whether he took that flight or
Oh.
not, he was meant to die on this day. One piece of advice: when your mother has a wrong feeling about something, listen to her.
Not my mom, but somebody in my family. I think it was my grandma's sister, one of my grandma's sisters. Um, had like this. What do you call it? Um, she kind of had like the psychic ability. Uh, and her sister, my grandma had a lot of siblings. Um, one of her other sisters were going to go for a drive with a group of friends, and my her sister was like, don't go with them because I have a really bad feeling about it because I had a vision that the car crashed. And she decided to listen to her, when she told her not to go, and sure enough the car crashed. So it superstitious or not, I mean, there's there's you can think that there's always like an explanation for it, but some people just have the right feeling, and uh sorry, I'm very tired, I don't know what I'm saying. um but yeah, some people just like when they don't have a good feeling about it, just listen. I keep bumping my microphone, but just listen, because they could be right. Alrighty, I'm gonna react to one more thing. One more.
Thought of your own death isn't horrifying enough. Consider that scientists are now saying that you actually will be aware that you're dead for up to 20 seconds. For several decades, scientists have been studying people who claim to have near-death experiences. Whether you believe them or not, they're studying them and finding out more about what actually happens in the brain as death takes over. Approximately 5% of dying patients and 10% of cardiac arrest patients describe having near-death experiences where they float above their bodies, they see a white light, they travel through a tunnel, they see lost loved ones. Some people say that this proves that there is an afterlife, and other people say that it proves that there's something neurological going on. So scientists have been studying rats. They stopped their hearts and checked their brain waves and found that their brain was
My grandpa had something similar.
flooded with a ton of electrical current. Some people think that that explains the white light and the tunnel and the falling and the sort of psychedelic experiences that happen to people, but there is no proof because obviously we don't know what a rat is seeing in their mind. Having a near-death experience is there's a chemical reaction going on in your brain. Some people have attributed it to what.
Girl, are you serious? Luna! She is reaching underneath my door.
They call DMT. There is no proof that the levels of DMT in your brain actually increase at the point of death. But they have done research comparing the experiences of people who've had near-death experiences and people who've had psychedelic trips on ketamine or on DMT, and they find that they are quite similar. And the word that people most often use to describe these things is reality, which is interesting. What we do know is that at the point of death, there's a huge surge of neural activity in your brain. Whether or not we know that we're dead is not 100% certain, but there are many people who have had near-death experiences and have heard their own death announced by a surgeon or by a family member, which is pretty fucking...
Obviously, we kind of get the point of that. Just to kind of cut things down a little shorter and make my video a little shorter, therefore less, hopefully a little less copyright. But anyway, my grandfather, way before I was born, died of alcohol poisoning. Went to the hospital, everything. He was pronounced dead due to alcohol poisoning. The doctors told my grandma to slap him as hard as she could. And she did. And he came back. And he actually said, I watched her slap me. I watched my own body laying on the table. You know, I watched my own flatline. I just had this out-of-body experience. Like, I heard them say that I was dead, you know. I saw everything and I heard everything. And a lot of that is actually kind of interesting because when I'm comfortable enough to, I actually do kind of have a story of my own on that. Like I said, when I'm comfortable to, I'm still new enough to YouTube that I don't need to trauma dump two times in a week, so. Okay. Anyways, I think that's going to kind of wrap up the video. Outro. Anyways, guys, that was my reaction to scary stories compilation turned into a true crime one, just mainly because all the ones I was going to look at were like an hour long, and I was like, I'm not doing an hour long. But yeah, guys, so little disclaimer, I'm probably not going to do my video, my gaming thing until Saturday again, just mainly because, Friday I have something going on that requires me to be out late. Again, privacy reasons, not gonna say, but I definitely will be doing my next video on Saturday. And this one, I'm actually thinking about, like, going all out with, like, my makeup and stuff. So, I hope to see you guys then. So until then, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed recording it. It's gonna take a few videos for me to get used to that. because I want to say, like, I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I liked making it. But yeah, I will see all of you in the next video. So until then, bye!